You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
It's Mando Monday.
Mando.
I was waiting for him to sing the new song.
I know. Well, nobody said anything about the 2 scripts I sent for the lyrics. They didn't say they were good. They didn't say we use them.
I thought we thumbs upped it, right?
No.
Didn't we thumbs up it?
No, I got cold stared. Like, how dare you?
No, I would never do that to you. I love you too much.
I wrote lyrics to both It's Just Another Mando Monday and Mando Monday.
All right, so let's try this again.
Oh, I gotta go find it now.
No.
It's a week ago.
So you're not even prepared.
But I didn't know what we were doing because I didn't think I needed it.
You know what? Questions are important.
I'm an actor. My ego is fragile. You didn't give me positive reinforcement, so therefore I didn't know I needed it.
I'm going to have like candies
That's
in
so
here.
actor of you.
I'm going to have candies in here when he does a good job. Just quietly give him candies as positive reinforcement.
Give me frog eggs. I'll be good.
He'll be like Homer Simpson. Ooh, a donut.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. All right, so just back to... Oh, God, nope, that was the freshman conversation. That was funny.
Our audience is like, what?
I know. We talk a lot, guys.
do.
We talk a lot.
Did everyone have a good
Scotty, is that 2 cups of foo sauce sitting on your desk right there?
Yes. It is a foo sauce and a honey mustard.
Oh, delightful. Did you have some food?
I did.
Yeah, you can't F with the food. Can't fake the food, can't fuck the food.
Right, so I'm going to take those home with me and I use them in other things.
Oh, that's right. This was like 2 weeks ago because I missed last week.
Technically, we all missed last week.
Well.
We won't talk about it. I'm just going to say
There was a virgins in the force.
and screwed that all up.
All right, here they are. Which one do you want? You want It's Just Another Mando Monday or Mando Monday?
Dealer's choice. Hold on. Ready? 1, 2. It's Mando Monday.
Mando Monday.
Monday.
It's the best day. Da 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 da. Friday morning. It was all I hoped it would be. On Friday morning, Mando shows up on Disney. Then Monday evening, you could still talk here with me.
That is the greatest thing ever. I mean, truly, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I love it. I love it so much.
Let's save the next one for next week.
Definitely, we will definitely for next week. See, that's great. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by our master songwriter and Jedi master,
Weird Al Jedi JD.
over here. And we're also joined remotely by the man who puts men into Mendos, the Fresh Maker, the Hoss.
I'm the fresh maker.
Go on.
How's it going?
So is your theme song Big Me?
What was that?
Is your theme song Big Me? If you're the Fresh Maker.
Oh, yeah. I'm well, yeah, of course.
Foo Fighters joke.
I don't know that song.
Really? That's why Mentos was big like in the 90s.
That was not... Was that the name of that song?
Yeah, Big Me. You want to talk about it.
That's the name of that? I didn't know
Big
that.
Me, yeah.
Like, I knew the song lyrics and
Yeah.
the theme.
Yeah.
Theme.
The
Tune.
Fun fact: Foo Fighters would not play that live for after like a long period of time because people would throw Mentos on stage, and so they were getting belted by Mentos. So they like had a 10-year hiatus on it. Let everyone forget about it, and they started playing their shows again.
They should have just angled Diet Coke cups towards the thing. Let them hit. Homemade pyrotechnics.
It's like a gore show.
Yeah, you don't have to pay money for pyrotechnics then. Just 2-liter Coke.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
All right, let me see these red sashes. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I might not talk a lot. Scotty's put this episode of The Mandalorian
So
on, and
the Office
I'm just
got-
enamored by Ahsoka. So.
The Office got an upgrade. We got a TV in the office, so I was like, I'll just put the episode in the background.
Yeah, but it's my girl, and it's my girl done well by my other girl. Hey, look, it's never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Not Ming Na.
My not Ming Na. God, that's so bad to say, but she looks like Ming Na.
And what she does?
Even my wife was like, "Is that Ming Na?" I was like, "Surely not." She's still over there with in the cargo hold.
You think so?
I think so.
You think so?
Nope.
Okay.
So can we just jump into your emotional response to this episode?
Whose?
I don't care.
Okay.
So let's do this part first. Just the real quick stuff. So the first episode, this is Mandalorian Chapter 13, The Jedi, written and directed by our boy Dave Filoni. Has Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian, Michael Biehn as Lang, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, and Diana Lee Santo as Morgan Elsbeth. There's some other people here, but they're very, very tiny parts. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, real quick.
No.
I have discovered how I need to, I wanted to, as a child, break into Hollywood, be an actor. I know how to do it. I just have to change my last name to some form of Bean, and then I can die in anything, whether it's Michael Bean or Sean Bean. I can just go die. But like, you need somebody to die? I'm your guy.
JD
Bean.
JD Bean.
Boom. That's a damn fine name.
So Drew, if we make stuff together, and I hope we do, if we have a part that where he dies, can we just change his name in the credits to JD Bean? So on his
100%.
on his IMDb, it'll be JD Vertiz, but also on this episode as JD Bean.
Yeah, credited as JD Bean.
Credited as JD
but we got
Bean.
to spell it weird because
Right.
I can't be Bean or Bean.
Right. We'll figure it out.
Sean Bond, Scene Bean. Sorry.
So, my emotional response. What time did you watch this episode?
I saw So I woke up at 4:30 to go to the gym. So I saw the first. I had to take a crap, so I turned it off before I went to the gym. I was like, I'll just watch the pre-credits.
I'm going to have
And
an
of course, the
emotional response on the
pre-credits-
toilet.
Yeah, I
Probably a good thing I
Yeah,
didn't watch this then, because my emotional response would have not been appropriate for the toilet.
either way.
I mean, what you doing?
But I was like, holy crap! They're giving us Ahsoka at the very there is no. She is the cold lead. Like, she's taking us in.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I've got to go to the gym, and then I'll come home and watch it. So it's just like it was a whole fiasco. So I only had the cold open in my brain the entire time I'm at the gym, and I'm just like, I got to get done. I got to get done. I got to get done. Anyway, that's the initial response to it.
For you, when did you watch it?
I want to say about 6:30, 6:45 is when, because Danny and I were going to watch it together.
Right.
I got up at 5:30, made the coffee. She got up about 6. We woke up and then went and watched it together.
Gotcha.
So.
All right. So I'm a goddamn child. I was going to be smart about this and go to bed early so I was damn determined to watch this at 2 a.m. I was going to watch it first. And I tried. Oh my God, I tried. And I laid down and could not fall asleep. So I got up and piddled around, and then suddenly it was midnight. I was like, okay, I'll get 2 hours of sleep. I'll get up and watch and then go back to bed. And then that didn't happen either. So I stayed up to 2 o'clock, like a child waiting for Santa.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's Christmas Day. All for Ahsoka. And I like Ahsoka. I do. I'm not like Ahsoka like you two are.
Right.
Right. I'm like more Hera.
Yeah, you're absolutely Hera.
But this was such a big, and it wouldn't leave my brain long enough for me. I was like, I wonder how she's gonna do, and blah blah. I wonder what it's gonna be. And then the cold open is Michael Biehn, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Michael Biehn. And then suddenly 2 lightsabers, and it's like, holy shit, it's Ahsoka. I mean, I couldn't handle the first 5 minutes. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm hyped up on caffeine, just bouncing on. It was amazing.
Well, all I know is with your explanation, your emotional response got a song stuck in my head. So I hope you're proud.
What's going on?
Yes.
What's up? And I pray.
And I tried. Oh my God, did I try?
Our episodes are very musical. As I was saying it, it hit my brain, and I saw you, and I knew exactly what was going on. 100% knew
I just
exactly.
was waiting for somebody to sing it.
So, well, on
And
this
then
show.
I wake in the morning at 2 a.m. so I can watch Ahsoka in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar because she's hot.
I was. It was.
Yeah, so so then I came home and watched the rest of it. And so I watched the beginning on my phone, and I got to be honest with you, I was like, is that Michael Biehn? Because I also thought he kind of looked like Peter Weller. I thought he looked like Peter Weller.
In the first,
and I was like, oh look, it's Peter Weller.
In the opening shots,
Yeah.
he did, and then I think when when Ahsoka shows up to confront them both, and I'm like, oh, that's
There was a point where he turns his head and says something that I was like, oh my god, oh my god, Danny. She's like, is that Michael Biehn? I was like, that's Michael Biehn.
Kyle Reese up in here.
I think that's the best. Like, to me, it's so. I got super excited once I was like, okay, we got Ahsoka and Michael Biehn in the same episode. Like, this is what I've been waiting for.
And it's like,
truly, what
right?
I've been
And
waiting
you're
for.
like, it can't get better than this. It can't, right? And Dave Filoni goes, wait, no, hold my beer.
Hold up. So Michael Biehn, I had this discussion with a buddy of mine yesterday. So he is an illustrious list of street cred. Been killed by Terminator.
Yep.
Alien.
Nope.
He wasn't killed by an alien?
It was not.
What was he killed by in that movie?
He survived that movie.
No.
In Alien 3, he's dead because his chamber break.
Right,
No,
but
not from Alien.
Not from
his
Alien.
chamber break.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Wasn't
And-
it from the one that she had in her that
also
got free?
technically, Michael Bihn's not in that film.
Okay. But Doc Holliday.
Yes, he was killed by Dr.
No.
Seuss.
Now the
Oh, killed by
Mandalorian.
Doc Holliday.
Yeah. Killed by the Mandalorian. And then I had put, don't forget Wesley Snipes in that.
Art of War.
Yep. Billy said the crushing weight of the ocean itself.
The ocean killed him in the abyss.
I said the failure of Navy SEALs.
Right.
And then I had to correct my buddy. He's like, Sean Connery in The Rock. I was like, nope, that was Ed Harris.
Yeah, Ed
well,
Harris
Ed Harris's Order.
Right. Yeah, he dies in The Rock, too.
So we were just trying to think of anything else he died in.
And so, he's lovely. I've met him a couple of times, and he's lovely.
I just remember seeing Art of War, and it had been a minute since he had done something before Art of War, and
Right.
he'd gotten super skinny. Like, I was worried he was sick.
Had that
He was
earring.
so skinny in that movie.
Yeah.
Because we're used to him being the army guy, right? Like Reese and what's his name in Alien
Hicks.
and Hicks and like
Hicks. Yeah.
he was all these great military guys, and then he was like, I mean, he looked like, man, emaciated.
Oh, I loved him in Navy SEAls. That was one of my jams as a kid.
Navy SEAls.
Like-
Navy SEAls. All I can think of.
Yep.
Clerks. for your
God,
kids
are
out
you
there.
there? Your God can't help you now. How many times?
Yeah,
have
but that
you-
was. I mean, his appearance was quality. There's so many little nuances. I don't know if you picked up on it. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of Tombstone. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh yeah.
And so to see him wearing red, and so like that final sequence when he's blasted, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but he's got there's like a little red sash, just kind of his undershirt, but the way it's laying is like his red sash.
All the bad guys are wearing some sort of red sash or cloak at their waist. I went back and looked at it, and so they're all cowboys.
Yeah, it's so
Law
good.
don't go around
it's
here.
so good.
Law don't go around.
Have you seen the image going around that shows the comparison between, I forget which Kurosawa film it is, and this one, and it's side by side? Have you seen that?
I'm not yet. Real quick on biting.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Before you go to that, I just want to. We're talking about Michael Biehn stuff. Have you guys seen The Divide?
Oh yeah.
It's a small film that came out in 2011. He leads it.
Okay.
He's amazing about
Yep.
it. It's a guy
Yep.
with a bunker, like in a apartment complex, where he's got built him like a atomic bomb bunker,
Yeah.
and shit goes down, and people have to come in, and so he becomes like, I'm the law of the land, and it's fucking crazy.
Okay.
It's so good.
Michael, what's this guy's name? Michael Eccles. What is that guy's
Eccleston?
name? Mike. No.
The Ninth Doctor.
The guy that goes crazy with the mohawk, Scotty. Do you know his name? Michael
I'm Eklund.
Eklund is in it, and I tried to get him cast in Convergence as the villain. He is so good in that movie; it's insane.
I just want to cast Michael Biehn in something. He's got to be cheap, right?
He goes to cons, so probably.
I know I bet his con price just went up.
Yeah.
Good for you, Michael. Also born
Right.
in Alabama. Didn't stay here long, but he was born in
Was
Alabama.
he?
Yeah, Prattville.
Good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep,
Nice.
he's Prattville, but he didn't stay here very long. We talked a little bit. Like I said, he does con. I've seen him in a couple of shows, and we've talked a little bit. And so, we're not like on first name basis yet. One day,
Hey, Mr. Scotty.
one day, maybe what if I like send him a paycheck after he works for us, right? Drew? That's how that works. So, he is amazing.
Yeah, I've always
I didn't
been a
mean to
fan.
get us off track.
No, go ahead. Go. No, go.
I'm sorry.
I really just want to mention The Divide. I really like that movie.
Did you forget what show
No,
this
I didn't
was,
want to get us
Drew?
off track. Yeah, I mean, I know, but we've been doing pretty good about staying on mostly track.
He has the episode playing right now. I get to look at Ahsoka the whole time. I'm not paying attention. Do your thing.
Too bad my remote's over there. I can't just replay it for you when it happened.
Oh, Rosario.
Are you going to do a bounty puck or anything, Scotty?
I'm not doing I'm not doing a bounty puck. I was going to, and I'll be honest, Iron Bowl. I was watching the Iron Bowl and forgot. But I do have a mission report. How about that?
Speaking of,
We'll take it.
pretty sure there was a bounty on Auburn in that game. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah, boy. Roll Tide.
And a merry roll tide to you.
Yikes. But anyway.
And also with you.
And also with you. Are you ready for your mission report?
Yes, please.
Gather around the campfire, children, and let me tell you a tale. A tale about why you don't leave the walls of Corvus at night, because if you do, Ahsoka Tano is going to fuck your shit up. The cold open is basically Ahsoka Tano running through the woods doing her best Jason Voorhees as she messes up Corvus guards while Kyle Reese and Bruce Lee's goddaughter watch.
Nice.
Ahsoka makes quick work of the bad guys, walks up to the city, and threatens the city's magistrate. The magistrate threatens back by informing Ahsoka that she is willing to kill everyone in the town before she gives up what the Jedi wants. Ahsoka gives her one more day to decide. Buckle up, kids. It's that kind of show.
Should be called Do the Right Thing.
Right. The Razor Crest arrives in Corvus, and the child is up to 4 shenanigans this time with his favorite silver ball. And once again, Drew's laptop, while I'm thankful that you let me borrow it, fails me again. This laptop's like Chopper. It just does what it wants.
Does it kill things?
It is totally Chopper.
You know what?
That is 100% true.
It might do that. All right. So again, the Razor's Crest arrives in Corvus, and the child is up to hit 4 shenanigans this time with his favorite silver ball and tried to take it off planet. This reminds me of when I was in school trying to sneak toys to school. My parents would have to check my backpack, and I rarely outsmarted them. The one time I managed to sneak a Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure in my shoe, only to have it taken away by my second grade teacher, Mrs. Stewart. I don't think I ever got it back.
Ooh. And now she's retired on that figure alone.
Right. They arrive at the Corvus Gate, where they're met by Lang, a gun for hire and employee of the magistrate. After finding that the Mando is in the guild, he lets them in. Mando starts to look for info, but no one's going to talk to him before a couple of guardsmen come and find Mando and take him to the magistrate. So he agrees. Once again, the laptop does not want to cooperate. Looks like the magistrate has a Jedi problem, and he wants to hire the Mando to go kill her. She'll pay with a spear made of pure Beskar. So basically, we're playing a game of the Mando went down to Corvus. Granny does your Lothcat bite, no child, no. Rest in praise, Charlie Daniels. Mando doesn't agree to per se. I was proud of that one.
Well, now I have to write it for next week.
The Mando went down to Corvus.
Mando went down to Corvus. He was looking for a Jedi. Hold on, I'll start now.
And this is what kind of show you get with us. Mando doesn't agree to per se, but he does ask where to find her. The magistrate obliges and sends him out the gate to meet Lang, who will tell him where the Jedi is holed up. And they'll talk about the child for a minute and say he's a good luck charm.
Sorry, I opened up my notepad and there's a parody I was doing for Give Me the Beat Boys.
I like we have a resident Weird Al. I'm just. The Mando and child go searching in the woods until they find the Jedi's trail. He sets the child down right before he is attacked by the Jedi, and after some quick sparring action, Mando calls out her name, Ahsoka Tano. Bo-Katan sent me. Ahsoka stands down, especially when she sees Kevin. Looks like there's something to talk about. So the child and Ahsoka chat, and by chat, they look at each other trying to have a cute off. Mando paces around. Ahsoka returns with the child and says, "So here we go. The child's name is Grogu. He was raised by the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and right before the fall of the Republic, he was hidden. And so he's missed Star Wars Rebels, Solo, A Star Wars Story, Rogue One, and the Holy Trilogy." Yeah, I can see how that is lonely. I'd be lonely if I didn't get to see all of that. She will test him in the morning to see if he can be trained. Next morning, they test. Trying to move a rock from Grogu, who is stubborn or scared. He's been hiding his abilities for so long, he's afraid to use them. Even with success with the Mando daddy, but that's the problem. Ahsoka senses a lot of fear in Grogu, and she's not going to train him because she doesn't want him to see him fall to the dark side. Better to let his powers fade. Mando pleads his case and offers to trade Ahsoka. He will help her with her magistrate problem, and she'll train Grogu. She agrees. Leaving the trial at the Razor's Crest, Mando and Ahsoka head to the gate. We find out the magistrate is Morgan Elsbeth. She lost her family during the Clone Wars, and she's turned it into a business by building ships for the new Empire. Looks like she's trying to rebuild her business. Mando lists what he's seen. The magistrate has a small army, a gun for hire who's probably an ex-colonial marine or at least a cowboy. Plus, for those Knights of the Old Republic fans out there, we've got some HK assassin droids. Fun! Ahsoka's up first. She storms the gate, making quick work of the guards and slicing the warning bell in half. They're going to have to repair that later. Chopper, behave. Lang and the magistrate goes to see what's going on. Ahsoka says she's here. She's killed the Mando, and she wants information that on the magistrate's master. Nope, not going to happen. We have a whole guard get her situation where Lang and his troops chase Ahsoka through the town. She makes quick work of them, changing her mode to more of a Jason Takes Manhattan. It's not really a contest. I mean, she does, right? It's just
she slaughters them.
This is a horror film for these guys. Mando comes in and saves some villagers. He is interrupted by Lang as Ahsoka makes it across the inner gate to face the magistrate on her own. Lang and Mando have a standoff, but they mostly jibber-jabber. We now enter the final scene of Kill Bill Volume 1, where our bride, Ahsoka Tano, meets the magistrate. They duel, Beskar, spear versus two lightsabers. So first up, the magistrate holds her own. She's not so bad. She even knocks one of Ahsoka's Shoto blades out of her hand. But in the end, Ahsoka is Ahsoka, and Dave Filoni wrote this episode so she wins. Fair, right? And then she goes for the information she wants. Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? Booyah! Lane tries to surrender, but fakes out and is outdrawn by Mando. Sorry, Kyle Reese, not going to work. The day is saved, the magistrate is overthrown, and the town is free. Ahsoka gives the Mando the Beskar spear, and he goes to get the child. Except Ahsoka meets him at the crest, and well, let's say she's not going to train him. She told him to go find another planet to find a Jedi temple and let Grogu decide his path he wants to follow, either Jedi or whatever. And so the Razor Crest leaves. May the Force be with you. The end.
Yay! Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, how are we going to attack this overstuffed episode scenario here? Aside from,
let's hit the highlight. Yeah. Let's talk about the important stuff first. I will declare this order. Not only do we get what we knew we were getting, Ahsoka Tano. We knew it was coming. We knew it was going to be this episode. We had been talking about it since episode 1 of this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And out of the gate, they gave it this. And on top of that, they gave us other things. Importantly, they gave us the name of the child.
Right.
And they gave us an origin story of the child.
Yeah. Yeah.
And which is fascinating. And they almost gloss over it, but I have been thinking about it for days now, since yesterday at least. And then
yeah, go ahead.
And then we get the name drop of Thrawn, which is crazy. Who saw that coming? And so I've got questions, but go ahead, JD.
That's Drew.
Sorry, Drew. I'm looking at him.
No, I mean, yeah, no, it's all good. I just, what I found fascinating was the Ahsoka stuff is great, and we'll touch on these points because I think there's some cool stuff with the Morai, the Loth Cats, all that stuff. I think that's great, but I think getting Goku, I'll never get his name right. Not a big fan, but
my only problem with Grogu is that it's so close to Goku, and that's going to be a while for me to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm going to call him Goku forever, or
just call him Kevin.
Yeah. So, funny story about that. I'll tell you later. But so that stuff is fantastic. His origin is fantastic, and that's awesome. But the Thrawn thing, the reason that becomes so important to me and so amazing is because all of a sudden, the Mando, within that one line, they literally expanded the entire universe yet again.
And
they expanded the Star Wars universe with one line. And that's incredible writing.
Sorry, I was having my own technical difficulties. Scotty was fixing for me. Yes, I'm stoked.
So what was your? So if we break it down from that side of things, like obviously, let's go through Scotty's list then to kind of cover on them. So the first piece was not just Ahsoka, which was going into the kind of the baby Kevin name, Goku, Grogu. Like I'm gonna grow some goo.
Yes,
right.
Pretend you're playing in Nickelodeon and grow the goo.
Got it. What is your take on the Grogu name, JD?
I'm okay with it. I'm not enamored with it. I think it, to me, needed to start with a Y because our only two examples of that species' names were Yoda and Yaddle.
Our only one example is Yoda.
And Yaddle.
Who?
She was in episode 1.
What?
What?
Who?
Anyway, it just, I mean, obviously we know nothing about the species, so, you know, we don't know their naming conventions. So.
My take is I wish they wouldn't have named him. I don't know why, but I kind of enjoyed the sort of enigmatic approach to his species not being known, that I think him having a name, I love knowing that he has a backstory, and maybe that's justification for why he has to have a name. I just don't know if it's necessary.
You can't call him the child the entire show. You just can't. You can't.
Yeah, of course.
You can't do 5 seasons of the child or kid or whatever. He's got to have a name. They're either going to name him the child, or they're going to give him a name. And so, is it the best name? I don't know. I also think that no matter what it is, I don't think we'd be happy anyway. I think it always sounds weird. It's very alien. It's a little difficult on the tongue to say.
Yeah.
Grogu. They had to say it like 5 or 6 times for it to stick in my brain. Do I hate it? No. It could have been worse. Could have been stinky or whatever the hell they had for
lumpy
or whatever. Itchy. I mean, they could have had some really dumb names. So I'm okay with it. So I'm not so upset about it. It could be better, but again, I don't think. I mean, they could have called it Scotty, and I still would be like, "That's a dumb name."
I did have some good laughs though. Like, I did find it funny whenever Mando would say his name, Grogu would turn his little head like a dog and be like, "Yes."
Well,
and that just cracked me up.
Well, I think for him, it's like, "Oh my God, that's my name." I don't think he's heard his name in a very long time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing I want to touch on. Outside of the name is the origin story. And so the way the origin story is described is that sometimes during the rise of after the end of the Clone Wars, he is taken from the temple because he's raised at the temple, and he's taken and hidden. I want to believe in my headcanon, Anakin is slaughtering people upstairs. Someone realizes stuff is going down, and then they run and hide the child while that's all going on during Revenge of the Sith.
100% what I saw in my brain too. 100%.
So season 3, get Hayden Christensen back for a flashback, and let's see it. I want to see it so bad.
I did see a cool Photoshop of him about to take down the younglings, and Grogu's just sitting behind a chair like, what?
Master Skywalker.
Again, best acting in episode 3. That kid. Anyway.
There's something in that. And even when Filoni's writing this, he knows it. He knows what's going to go in our headcanon. Already sees it. He knows. Manipulated right.
Sorry.
He's definitely inside of our minds. That's what he does.
I've got the first verse of the Mando went down to Corvus done.
JD's
priorities, top of the list.
Dude, if it gets in there, I can't do anything until I get part of it out.
I want to know who got him out. and how long they survived, and where was the child before it got up to the Nikto at the beginning of the first episode? There's a story here that, while I understood there was a story when I saw the first episode, I didn't have context, so I was like, okay, and forgot about it. And now, since we've got some clues into his background, I'm like, oh, I want to see point A to point B. Well, how did we get here, and what's going on? And so I'm so fascinated.
But so he's 50, right? At the beginning of episode chapter 1, he's 50. He's anywhere from 50 and a half to 51. Who knows our time time stamp between episode or chapter 1 and 13. Okay. Which Mandalorian is 5-ish years after the destruction of the second Death Star.
Right.
Which is how many years after the fall Order 66?
I would say between
7 years or something, isn't it?
Well, it's 7 years from the beginning of Battle of Yavin to return.
Yes. So if it's
that's 16 then before that, or
20,
18.
So 19, 26. So it's 26. Because Luke and Leia are 19 when we meet them.
Okay. So at that point, then at Order 66, Grogu is 24.
Yeah, 24.
So probably maybe not even to this toddler stage, probably still in diapers. Well, he probably should be in diapers now, but might not even left of crib yet. So he was probably obviously not in the youngling stuff. He's 100% reliant on a caretaker.
Right.
So
yeah, he's probably in a nursery of some sort.
So we could, not Barasafi, but Ludamara Unduli or somebody, well, it wouldn't be Depa because she's helping Caleb. But
so
any one of those masters could have grabbed him.
It's somebody we've not seen, because if the masters that we've seen were generals, right? I don't think there's one who's not.
What if it was the librarian, Jocasta Nu?
So Jocasta Nu, it's not her, because there's some canon stuff about what happened to Jocasta Nu in the comics.
Okay.
So in the Vader,
she gets killed by Vader.
Yeah,
I think.
Vader jacks her. So in the Vader comic, we find out that the Grand Inquisitor. The reason why he's the Grand Inquisitor is because all he wanted to do was check out some books from the library, and she wouldn't let him do it, and so it just made him evil, like at the core of it. And so when the shift happens, he's like, "Yeah, I'll kill all the Jedi, whatever." And so all he wanted to do was get in the forbidden sections of the Jedi library. And
so he had a falling down day.
Yeah, he just had a falling day. It's like he went totally Michael Douglas on us, and so.
I want to make that little short video.
And Jocasta, one of her things though, she was hidden for a while, and she was looking for younglings. She was going to rebuild the Jedi Order. She had a whole map and trying to find people in the galaxy and stuff. And then Vader came and jacked her.
What if? Do you remember? I don't know how well y'all remember Legends, especially the comic Legends. There was the Dark Lady. Mm-hmm. That was that Jedi Master that had escaped Orders. The Purge, which back then wasn't called Order 66. It was just the Purge. Maybe they bring her back. Maybe she's the one that got him out.
Yeah, maybe so.
Because she was cute.
Maybe so.
Apparently, I have a one-track mind.
Well, the great part is what we do know for a fact is that they're pulling in book and canon and or legends materials and book materials and cartoons. Obviously, they're pulling in all this outside stuff with such grace, and then bringing it to life so well. They could easily bring legends, especially Dave. Dave's all into that stuff. So
yeah,
but Dave's not overly about it. He's like his whole thing is that he doesn't put something in story just to put for story's sake. If it makes sense, before he makes someone new, he will go look and see what what we have used. And so that's why Thrawn's in Rebels 3 because season 3, because they had a character that's like, well, let's see what we have. Oh, Thrawn kind of fits this. Let's see if we can make Thrawn work.
Right.
And so they did the right thing. They called Timothy Zahn. They worked it out. They paid him, which is Disney not been doing a lot of well. So
what about Evan Peel? Remember the other almost Yoda looking guy with the scar on his eye?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one portion. Do you want to talk about the Morai and what that could maybe? Oh, I'm just kind of going through that.
I don't know what Morai means in the first place, but I knew I missed Morai on my first viewing, and so if no one knows what I'm talking about, or Drew's talking about, it's Morai is the Ahsoka's owl, and she may actually be the daughter or an avatar of the daughter. So the father, the son, the daughter,
Right.
from the Mortis trilogy from Clone Wars and Rebels actually. And Morai, we learned in Rebels, may be either the daughter herself or an avatar of the daughter. And so Morai is very attached to Ahsoka. And so I knew what Morai was going to be in the episode. And if you don't know where Morai is, it's after Mando and Baby Yoda go to look for her, and then they do I'm going to track her, and then they do this long shot, and then Morai is on the left and flies and lands on a tree trunk, like a tree limb. It's very subtle. I missed it first time I saw it.
Okay, I'll have to go back.
Yeah, so it's very subtle. So, where Morai is, there's Ahsoka. That's what that means to me. I don't know if there's a stronger connection than that. Lothcats
It's just nice to see it.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be there. There's no way they were going to be separated. Also, Lothcats are going to have to change their name because we've seen them on other planets
Right.
like Lothal.
Well, that was a Corvus cat. It's the same species, but it's a different
they're all
genus.
What they're
I don't know how genus works.
Tukas or whatever they're all called. Because I thought originally it was a Tuka, but Lothcats have really skinny little like paws, like legs and paws. Like they shouldn't support that weight,
Right.
but it does. So it was cool to see. So here's my question about Thrawn. Right, I'm excited. First of all, what was your thoughts about hearing the name?
I was like not shocked because it's it's what I know she's out doing. It was neat that it's brought into the Mandalorian in a live version, but I got messages like, oh, Thrawn was. I was like, well, yeah. We know what her plan is, like, But I know you're about to ask timelines.
Yeah, but Drew, what do you think? What were your thought about Thrawn?
Oh, I can tell you I paused it because I had to sit there for a second and take it in. Me personally, I didn't expect them to bring in something so beloved to me into that world that far. Like you already gave me Ahsoka. Like, what else can I get? And it's like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. And then when she teed it up, it caught me off guard, to be perfectly honest.
I guess I'm looking at it from a view of they've already brought a couple like at the end of last season, the Darksaber's coming, right? So we're getting ties into Sabine and Bo-Katan and all this stuff. We got hinted at last season, and now this season we've already seen Bo-Katan.
Well, see,
we've got Ahsoka. So I'm like, to me, they're just going to fully integrate all these different series. So it wasn't, I guess, a big of a shock to me.
So, but to me, when I saw the Darksaber at the end of the season, I didn't equate Sabine nor Bo-Katan. The Darksaber is such a symbol of Mandalore.
Yeah.
It was like, of course that's in this series.
Right.
And then and so I was excited about that. Then the Bo-Katan thing happened, and then Sabine's been knocked around too, and I'm curious if that's going to come in. So here's my question for you, gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Where does this episode fit in regards to Star Wars Rebels coda? Is it before or after? Because honestly, I can't tell you.
I think it's after. I thought about it a good bit. I think it's after. I think they have secured Ezra. Like something happened in between now and then, and they found Ezra. Sabine and Ezra are together, and Ahsoka's going after Thrawn, and that's why, because Thrawn had to have time to establish, like, if he just gets pulled through, right?
Yeah, real quick. I'm gonna let's for those who haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, I'll spoil it for you, or if you want to wait, you just pass to the next minute. But at the end of Star Wars Rebels, Ezra and Thrawn are sent way out into the galaxy, thanks to some Purgils who are like space whales who can do hyperspace.
Right.
And the Purgils just took them off in a random direction, and the Ghost was going to take flight, but Ezra was like, this is, he had seen the future, and so he's like, this is our path, this is and not to worry kind of thing, and then told Sabine to I want to say take care or watch over something, but anyway, it turns out that she thought he meant to watch out for Lothal, and what it really is that it was a signal to come find me. And so so we get this beautiful coda at the end of Rebels, with Sabine, and Sabine realizing what she has to do. So it's after the Battle of Endor, the Empire's fallen, Lothar's the beautiful, peaceful place, and then Sabine and Ahsoka go out to go find Ezra, and that's where we've left the story. And so now Ahsoka's back here, and I'm curious. I'm almost tempted to say it's beforehand that she's trying to get information beforehand where they think Thrawn and Ezra are going to be. Because
but why would she ask where Thrawn is?
Because if Thrawn had an ability to contact anybody where he was, he would contact his underling. So Vonto, and she's new, so I don't, we didn't know about her till now. So that's the only.
I think he's just a figurehead. I think he's working as a figurehead, and everyone's under. Like Thrawn does what Thrawn does. He's playing chess, and he's got Gideon working for him, and whatever the remnants of the Empire. I think he's the one that's running that show.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't think Thrawn and Gideon are working together, though.
Or you think they're working at odds?
Probably.
Okay.
Because I don't think Gideon's going to be a guy who's going to sell. If Thrawn's trying to take over and do whatever Thrawn's trying to do, Gideon's not going to share that or be an underling to that.
Yeah. And he's got his whole
Maybe so.
Cloning midichlorian people.
Right. He's got his own plan going on. So I mean, it can go either way. Because like I said, I think part of it is like if Thrawn could find a way to get a message out to wherever he's, and not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure he's somewhere in the unknown regions. Because otherwise, they just go get him. But so if Thrawn could find a way to get a message back to an underling or something, that makes sense. So Ahsoka finds this information, then goes to Sabine to go, let's go find him here. This is our last coordinates we have for him. And that's the reason why Ahsoka shows up at Lothal. She's got info.
So my theory is that what's the name of the she tells him where the temple is, that planet? It's like the Jedi.
Tyron?
Allegedly. It's the origin of the Jedi or something, right?
No.
Jedi.
No.
No?
I don't think so. Could be.
Okay, whatever. She tells him where this old planet is. My thing is, she says, have him make a choice, and when he does, he'll reach out. If the Jedi wants to find him, here's my theory. My theory is he does that. He reaches for it. Grogu. He does that, and when he does, the person that responds is Ezra.
That'd be cool.
Possibly. There are 4 Jedi that I know of.
That exist right now?
That exist in this timeline. Ezra, Luke, Leia, and Cal from Fallen Order.
The kid from the video game?
Yeah, because it's canon.
Yeah.
For those of you that are saying, what about Ahsoka? She's not a Jedi.
Not a Jedi. Not a Jedi. She didn't correct them at any time, but she's no Jedi.
Right.
And there's no order for her to go back to. So the whole time I was like, what about her? I was like, of course she can't train him. She's not a Jedi. She's not going to. I knew straight up she wasn't going to train him. I was like, this is not the end of this. They're not going to break this little group up.
No, but I think it was, we talked about it a couple weeks ago about the, star power, quote unquote, star power of Sackhouse versus Dawson.
Right.
And this is absolutely a wonderful setup if she wanted her own show.
Right.
I mean, she can go play
100%,
where in the galaxy is Carmen Sandy Throno, and have a whole series about that, and we can bring in a Sabine and have at thee. But then there's that rumored last season of Rebels that they're working on. So
here's my crazy theory. If he brings in Ezra and Sabine, right, on the next episode or whenever he gets to the temple or whatever, essentially, you've kind of given us the last season of Rebels.
Yeah, but literally while they were filming season 1, there was that whole. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
There was the whole. They gave us sort of a whole outline of what the cartoon version of Rebels.
Right, and we're in that window right now.
Yeah. So
we're in the window of when it was supposed to be out. Is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me Google, see if anything's going on with it.
I haven't seen anything. I got Rebel alerts on everything.
Okay.
I'm just simply saying, for him to
you
bring
imperial
him
you.
I love you, right? But I love Rebels. Rebels is my star.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be doing this podcast if there wasn't no Rebels. Seriously, I like Star Wars. I grew up with it, Star Wars. But right before Rebels came out, I had this really I was in a mood where it was like it's a good movie, but I'm not. I used to be a fan, but I'm kind of casual now. Rebels turned me back into a fan, and I'm here watching Mando because of Rebels. I mean, I'd probably watch it otherwise, but I wouldn't be watching it as closely as hard and as I do.
Yeah.
and just I'm excited to see it. It would have been just like, oh, cool, like other shows that I watched that are I think like, look, I like Better Call Saul, I like Breaking Bad, but every when I see Better Call Saul, I'm like, that was cool, because it doesn't have Ahsoka.
Right. I want her to have a show. I want to be able to watch her every week. And let me just tell you, when she paralleled the cartoon, when she did the double light with her hands pulling apart like she was Voltron, come on, that was awesome.
That was a callback too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wasn't
I posted a GIF of it earlier of her doing it, and then she does the force. She uses the force to have the sabers go in a circle around her after that. But but it's so cool looking.
My favorite thing in the episode, that at least in the cold open, is when she slices the tree and the tree trunk falls out and the tree just kind of lands on itself, like perfect.
Well, she force pushes the tree trunk into a guy.
But the tree behind her just falls, like, and then it falls over, but because of physics. But it's great as it is. Okay, I'm going to be here for a second, and then exist and fall. Oh, I love that.
I think my other
details great.
My other beat that I loved in this episode was at the end when Grogu's back on Mando's shoulder and walking back up into the Razor Crest, and Grogu looks at Ahsoka and she just goes, basically, you're welcome. You know, you can stay with your daddy. Not that I don't want you, but you want to stay with your dad. Is basically what I got from that whole looks between a puppet and Rosario.
Well, I don't think Ahsoka wants him.
No, probably not. But the fact that she was able to convince,
right? I got you on that. But because I think
Kevin asked to stay with Mando.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And I think
that last look on the second viewing, and again, I think Rosario Dawson's a super talented actress.
Mm-hmm.
The last look was way more convincing.
Yeah, she's like, "You're welcome."
Right, and again, an Ahsoka thing to do. Honestly, it's real. I mean, it's funny to me with both of the characters that they brought in, Bo-Katan and Ahsoka Tano, that it's easier with Bo-Katan because Katie Sackhoff is Bo-Katan.
Right.
Rosario Dawson is not, is Ashley Eckstein, and that whole performance for years has been Ashley Eckstein, and for her Rosario to look at it, and clearly she's a fan. I mean, she knew about this beforehand.
Oh yeah,
she
said
she's kind of campaigned for this, and being a fan, but she got it. She understood it, which was great. And plus, you got Filoni there, who's her co-creator, and just was like, they made as close as perfection as you could. As you could.
And oh God, what was I going to say? Okay, I'll figure it out in a second. My brain literally just shut off.
That's okay. I want to talk about Yaddle for a second. Seriously,
that's not going to let me remember.
Seriously, I want to talk about Yaddle for a second. It is not a secret that George Lucas hates Yaddle. It's not a secret. It's one of his. He said it. It's one of his mistakes. He should have kept Yoda singular, and he made Yaddle. In fact, Filoni talks about it at a Star Wars Celebration about this conversation he has about Yaddle with George, and George says, "Let's not talk about it."
Yeah,
and so I think this is further retconning Yaddle out of the universe. She is in episode 1, but Ahsoka's like, I don't know her. And because she's like, I only know one other being. I was like, that makes sense to me. Let's not talk about Yaddle ever again.
Yeah.
There are Yaddle fans.
Interesting. Good point.
There are Yaddle fans out there. I did not know that, but they have been hitting Twitter about, again, with the hashtag Force is female, and can't have Ahsoka, but Yaddle's like they can't be happy with anything. Is really what it comes down to. So you get an amazing Jedi with Rosario Dawson, who has her own baggage. We're not going to talk about it, because every episode there's a controversy, and I'm just very tired of it. But I think the Yaddle one's kind of funny.
Yeah,
no one gave a shit about Yaddle before, and it's a puppet that had no lines, and just said, and it's a terrible looking puppet.
Yep.
As far as I know, Yaddle has like a couple little stories. I think one of them is actually canon, and that's her death. And so. And she dies in Clone Wars. She dies at the beginning of the Clone Wars. So it's like, okay.
So I remember what I was going to say. So watching this episode yesterday made me wish I was a little bit crazier / a little bit more sheltered.
Kidnapping is a crime.
Well, no, I like this is the first time in my life I wanted to get on Twitter or something, or even join Twitter and try to talk directly to somebody, right? Like I wanted to be like, Rosario, I love you. This was amazing. Good job. Not to like, hey, what are you wearing? Can I have a pair of your socks? But I want it to be
It gets
like
weirder and weirder.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I wish I was that weird, because I know realistically I could go say something and it would never go anywhere. But like, that episode made me want to be a crazy fan.
Crazy enough, this past week I have talked to 2 celebrities via Twitter.
Nice.
Mick Garris, who directed the Stephen King's The Stand and a bunch of other movies. I watched The Stand to prepare for the podcast I'm doing in the future. Actually, next week.
Are you going to stand while you do it, or are you going to sit down?
I'm going to sit.
Okay.
But Mick, and I was
False
like,
advertising.
and then I told him briefly about that, and then Tim Robbins.
Like Tim Robbins?
Tim Robbins, yeah.
Like Shawshank?
Shawshank, yeah.
Like Hudsucker Proxy?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
It's one of his favorites, actually. I was listening to another podcast he was on, and he was talking about some films of his that I had never seen. I've never seen The Player, which was I watched, but beforehand I'd never seen Cradle with Rock, and he directed.
Was that him and Lithgow?
No, Lithgow's not in that.
What is... Okay.
But
having a moment.
It's Tim Robbins. He's not even actually in Cradle of Rock. He just directed it. But it's a really good movie. So I watched it, and it's like, hey, just listen to this, and he was like, sweet, cool, thanks.
Oh, nice.
So I wasn't expecting a response. Got a response. It was cool.
Cool.
So if they're in a mood, they'll talk to you. A lot of people have been thanking Ashley Eckstein. I've seen that a lot on Twitter today. Last couple days, thanking her for being Ahsoka and bringing Ahsoka to everything. So I love the community reaching out.
Sure.
So a lot of the community is freaking out, and the thing that I keep hearing over and over again is the equivalent of saying, people are like, I love Ahsoka. Ahsoka's my favorite character, which is the equivalent of being like, I have some black friends. Some of my best friends are black, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like,
I
I like Ahsoka, but.
Yeah. Now,
I do like Ahsoka's butt.
I am a big Ahsoka fan, but I did have one complaint about Rosario's performance. If I compare him, there was something about the tone of her voice compared to Ashley's that I missed. Something about the tone of Ashley's voice has just this small amount of compassion in it that I did not feel like this version of Ahsoka had at all.
Maybe she doesn't.
Personal opinion.
No,
she may not.
You don't know what these last 5 years have done to her.
Right. And I know
you don't know her journey.
100% agree with you. We talked about this on our chat, but I'll talk about I had 2 minor critiques about the show. One of them it's about Ahsoka, and I thought Rosario Dawson was wonderful. However, there are these weird little wrinkles on the front of her head. Montrails, thank you. That look. She's older. She gets wrinkles.
Yeah, it's just age wrinkles. It's her laugh lines.
Right, which is fine. But to me, it just looks like folds in bad foam. And so it looks like bad cosplay. And so I didn't mind it until we got like close-ups, and my eyes would go right to the crease. And I was like, oh. And I was out for a second, then I was back in. The other thing is, there are parts of this episode that looks like to me that I can tell it was filmed on the volume. And they have been so good about suspending disbelief on that there's some scenes that look like it was shot on a Star Trek set. And so like Mando going to find Ahsoka in that woods part looks just incredibly unrealistic to me compared to
but see, I think it was a stylized choice. Yeah, that's what I loved about it.
I don't know, it pulled me out.
It's so stylized. It's the most stylized use of the volume that we've ever seen. But they did silhouettes. We've never seen a silhouette with the volume quite like they did with Baby Yoda and her talking.
And that was fine. That looked great. But like that leading into that scene though, that whole forest to me doesn't look real. And until they do the training session, which looks real, but like it doesn't. I mean, to me, it looked. Oh, I can tell this is generated, and which is fine. I've seen TV's not real, and so I'm okay with that. But again, the Mandalorian has been so good about making believe that they are on Tatooine. In fact, I'll be honest, and we talked about this in the first season of the shows, when Drew brought up the volume for the first time and no one knew what it was, I was like, oh, that's nice. They've shot interiors on this one set. That makes a lot of things easier. Then we come to find out that 90% of the show was filmed on the volume because ILM invented a holodeck.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed. Not bad. It was fine, but
so
two minor critiques. Otherwise, knocked it out of the, like. Filoni still gets an A for the episode.
Yeah. Do we?
I think it's the best directed episode, hands down, of the season, without a doubt.
Would you give Filoni a feature?
Oh, already, like I've said it before, I think he deserves a feature at this point. I mean, or give
More
him
so
the
than
Ahsoka
Ryan
series.
Johnson.
Who?
More so, more so than Taika.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Because he understands
I
Star
think
Wars. It
that-
makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think Taika could do something fun if it's not related to the big universe. Like he should have a Star Wars story, and that would be a Taika thing. Like I don't know what it is, but he should get that. And I think Filoni should either get a series of films or just give him the Ahsoka series and move on with life.
Dude, can we make Taika do the Top Gun X-Wing flight school? Come on. He would kill it with the way cocky pilots and his writing and his humor. That would be great.
Yeah.
See, I kept thinking of like I would like he's got like Max Rebo in the band.
Oh my God, the Max Rebo story directed by Taika Waititi.
It'd be like a Star Wars version of the Blues Brothers. It'd be amazing.
That would explain why he was the only one to show up to Life Day with Ray.
Right.
Hey, I liked Life Day, sir.
I did too.
I enjoyed it.
You want to talk about the Lego thing real quick? Because we all seen it, right?
Yeah.
I did not like any of the stuff with Ray. Not because I don't like Ray. I don't like Ray. But then I just wasn't interested in me. However, Poe Dameron trying to have the perfect Life Day party is the funniest thing in the world.
I like how he and Carrie Russell finally kiss.
Right?
Or whatever her bounty hunter name is.
I'm a big fan of the Lego Emperor, though. I love Lego Emperor. I think he's hilarious.
I was actually shocked. I had to wait and pause and go back and pause and get it right to find out who voiced him. I honestly thought it was Seth MacFarlane doing the Emperor. He sounded like one of his 3,000 voices.
Well, I thought it was Daisy doing Ray, and it's not. So it's like
No, there was only Lando, only Billy D, Anthony Daniels,
and
one other.
Rose Tycho.
Yep.
Her. Kellyanne, whatever, I don't know. Tran, something.
Yeah, I think those are the
Kellyanne
only
Tran.
people that did their own voices.
Right. But I laughed so hard at that part, and then
I want
uninterested in Ray
Drew.
trying
I
to
want
Finn.
your camera. You did that cool thing where you can go through the miniatures and go through the windows and that kind of camera.
Yeah.
I want that filming the Battle of Tatooine that happened in the Lego Star Wars or the Lego Life Day. Like all of them fighting. I want some cool some cool what was the Goodfellas one shot through the kitchen, just do one shot through all the fights. Do it.
Also, like when they were fighting through the portal, they flew through the Mandalorian, and they paused real quick to see Beta. Cute. It's cute. It's cute. The race stuff just did. I was like, it just wasn't funny to me. I was like, I don't care.
My kids loved it.
It was
My kids
touching.
loved it.
Well, I was like, hey, that's all that matters.
It was a holiday show, so holiday shows are 90% warm, 10% comedy.
I'm not saying I want to
No, I
need
know,
a dark Life Day show.
But you go back and watch the Thanksgiving Christmas special. It's not funny.
Oh God, no.
The Garfield one isn't funny.
No, it's not.
touching.
Yeah.
That's what this month is about.
I gotcha.
It's touching thing. Wait, nope.
Wait, no. Mm-mm.
That's the beginning of next month. Got it. Happy New Year.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
A different adult.
That's so worse. Oh my God.
I have some trivia. You want some trivia?
Sure.
Yes, please.
I got my buzzer ready.
All right.
I'm about to
JD
lose.
for 100 points.
Uh-huh.
One of the HK-86 assassin droids says Boshuda, which is what?
It is what the...
It's Huttese.
Yeah, it is. It's a Huttese.
Is that like what you're asking? But I was also going to say what's the other protocol droid said to 3PO?
No, that is Ichuta.
That is Ichita. Boshuda. I don't remember.
Hello. It's hello
Oh,
Huttese. Boshuda. Here's something I didn't catch until after I read the trivia and went back and watched the episode. So, the HK-87 assassin droids bear the symbol of the 7th Fleet on their heads, which is the Imperial Fleet symbol that was commanded by Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, nice.
So it's hinted at the beginning, and it's so small, no one thinks to look at that stuff.
I like that kind of thing. Now, if a Nogri had been hiding in a shadow, maybe we need to go back and look for Rook.
Rook's dead.
or Rook's brother, Book,
Book.
and his brother Bean, who will also die.
So did you notice that Michael Biehn not only he had the sash for being a cowboy, he also had a shotgun, just like Kyle Reese and Hicks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm surprised Bill Paxton wasn't in the show too.
Also dead.
Oh, JD, did you not know that?
No, when?
Oh, at least 5 years, 4 years.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very sudden.
Yeah, died. He was having routine surgery and died on the table.
I missed that. That makes me sad. Great. Now I'm depressed.
It was a bad one. He's one of my favorite actors. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He directed a horror movie called Frailty that's just phenomenal.
3 years ago. He died February 2017.
Oh my gosh.
And so,
Well, I feel bad for bringing it up, but at the same time,
you were like, "Where's Bill Paxton?"
greasy
been?
ashtray.
So
Yeah.
also means his armor looked like Michael Bihn's armor. Pretty much looked like Hicks's armor, like if Star Wars did Colonial Marine armor. It was pretty much that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool. So I mentioned this before, but the magistrate,
Not Ming-Na.
not Ming-Na, Diane Lee, and Inosanto is her name. So she is Bruce Lee's goddaughter,
That's pretty awesome, actually.
and she is an incredible stunt person in her own right, and a fight coordinator. But she was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So she was Buffy's, Sarah Michelle Gellar's stunt double for the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Awesome.
So we've seen her kill vampires.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's kind of cool. I also want to talk real quick about Wing Tao Cho. Wing Tao Cho was the other guy that had lines in the show, who was not the
new magistrate.
the new magistrate.
Okay.
Who's the old magistrate?
Oh, was he?
So he's not an actor,
Okay.
but he's a Disney legend. He's a Disney has a whole a Hall of Fame of Disney legends.
Yeah.
He is a Disney legend. Do you know why?
He designed something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Euro Disney Hong Kong. He's an Imagineer who designed parks,
Oh, wow.
like parks. And,
Wow.
And so he's had a long career with Disney. I think since '79 he retired from Disney in '16. Went to the Sands, worked for the Sands in Las Vegas for a year, and then he's kind of retired from that. But he is this. Because of him working with the French, that's why Euro Disney exists. Well, Disney Paris now exists, because he made those deals happen and then built this park.
Are you hearing?
Yeah, I'm hearing. Are you wobbling?
I'm hearing wind. It stopped. Okay, now it came back.
Oh, it might be my fan might be blowing on or something.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's really sensitive, though, because it's across the room. That's the only thing I could figure.
Well, we just hanger noise. It's all right.
The guns, they've stopped.
But yeah, Wing Tao Cho, he is a Disney Imagineer.
I turned my head.
And so he's fan. I just
Cough.
wanted to mention that. I think that's all of trivia. I may have one more thing. I was looking up Paxton. I think everything else we knew was like Ahsoka Tano's first live action. Blah blah. Like we knew that. We're
Yes,
fans.
thank you. I hope I get more.
I don't know if we'll get more this season, but
I was saying,
of course
I was,
we might.
I was trying to tell somebody yesterday. It's like a Reese peanut butter cup to me. It's two great things that go great together. Ahsoka and Rosario Dawson. Boom, perfect dish. But that's me.
It definitely works. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, here's another one. When Lang says, "I've got no quarrel with you, Mandalorian," just before the gunfight, it's very reminiscent of Johnny Ringo saying to Doc Holliday in Tombstone, "My fight's not with you, Holliday."
There's so much of it all the way through it. It's amazing.
If Jaren had said, "You're no Bantha" or something as he walked over, it'd have been great. It would have been great. You're no Daisy.
I might have to go back and watch Tombstone. I love that movie.
Oh, such a good movie. I still the biggest shock to me from Tombstone, like the biggest thing that blew my mind, was that Ike is the same dude as the Marine guy in Avatar.
Oh, Stephen Lang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's so tiny in Tombstone, and then he's so swole Has he got best friends with De Niro?
Funny enough, that role was supposed to go to Michael Biehn.
Was it?
Yeah, and the reason why I didn't go, the studio got nervous saying, "Hey, look, this kind of looks like Aliens. You got Sigourney Weaver in here, and you got so they were
yeah.
like, so they switched it, and which was funny because Stephen Lang auditioned for Hicks and Aliens, and so it
Old Ike.
You learned that in our Aliens podcast when we did on Cult Movie Cantina, available on the Podcast Network. You can listen to it.
Synergy.
Right.
Well, where do you think we go from here? Aside from
Back to space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you go back to space because you're not going to stay on Corvus. Duh.
Well, he didn't stay on Corvus. So is he heading on to the temple now?
Does he know? Did he get coordinates? I mean, he just got a name.
So
Most Jedi planets are hidden.
I got a name for Corvus and found it pretty quick.
Yeah, but Corvus was probably in the Imperial databanks.
I don't know.
I mean, if it's governed by an Imperial magistrate.
Well, she's not an Imperial magistrate.
She is. She's working for Thrawn.
I don't think he's in the Empire.
No, he's in the Outer Rim.
But I don't think... Wah, wah, wah.
I will pedant this to death.
Out. Out. A friend of mine asked me, because he lives on the West Coast, so he's got West Coast bias, and so he got to see the episode like at a reasonable hour. It's like, it's 11 o'clock here. We're whatever.
Which is actually at the same time we got to see it,
Right,
but they're just not in bed yet.
Right, they're just not in bed yet. So
we get them back in football. They have to get up at like 8 to watch football. We get to watch it at noon.
But he was like, well, how are they going to tie all this up in 3 episodes? Because there's 3 episodes left.
Oof.
And I'm like, they're not. They have other seasons.
Yeah.
They're securing season. I mean, they've got renewed for season 3.
And that'll bring me back to what Drew was saying. If Ezra's the one that answers Grogu's call, I don't think we see that till the last episode.
I don't think we see it this season.
Oh, I think the last beat of chapter is Ezra showing up. Like, we just see a live action Ezra, maybe with a Sabine, and just like everybody gonna freak out for the next year. Have fun. So. Nice cliffhanger. Eat it.
I don't think so, because I think we would have. I think that would have already leaked.
Not if we don't know the actors' names that are playing them. Because all we've had leaked are actors' names.
Right.
It might be Jolly Jim Bonham. I don't know what I'm talking about over here, but
well, I mean, I think Drew and I talked about this before we started this season of the show. But the leaks happen when Disney has to farm this stuff out to make sure the show goes on time, right? And yeah, you sign an NDA, but if you're a second class program jockey who's doing a blaster who can go talk to his buddies at the bar going, oh yeah, Rosario Dawson's totally Ahsoka Tano in this. And so who are you going to find that guy? And and so his buddy Bill's cousin puts it on Reddit and it happens.
The other thing they can do is they can leave us hanging on this for another season and maybe tie up having Tamara Morrison in the season that we saw for 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, because I was going to bring it up and then I forgot, because so this season starts out with Boba Fett and we've just forgot about it.
Yeah, no.
So
the entire Mandalorian watching population is going, Boba Fett.
Right.
Boba
Fett, right. Well,
and now you're going to get hit in the back.
Drew, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
The first episode of the season, you said you spoiled yourself on a name.
I think he meant for that episode. He had Wikipedia'd and saw that
No.
Tamara Morrison was Boba Fett that episode.
No, I saw Sasha Banks' name.
And
like confirming that she was in the next episode.
Okay, so you
as a Mandalorian.
Okay,
yeah.
Because I thought it was somebody you saw like who had like multiple episodes, but
it did say by her name, but I realized it was doing that for all of them because she's come out and said she's not in any more episodes.
Right.
She's done. Her contract is done for Mando. But it did say it beside her name, like the season run or whatever. She was in episode 3, so it showed like 6 episodes, or is that right? 5 episodes.
Gotcha.
Right.
But that happens with stuff. But that's what I saw. I was like, whoa, she's confirmed. Like, that's awesome.
I wonder if they count the Previously on The Mandalorian. And there she is. And there you go. Count, credit, boom.
Yeah. Each and every time.
Dude, if I was in one episode, I would play. I was in 12 episodes of The Mandalorian. Why? Because of callbacks? Because of previously on?
You'd have been awesome if you made every callback.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I meant previously on.
I think we're wrapping up here. Is anything else? Any final thoughts everybody have?
No.
What was that? I'm sorry.
We're wrapping up. Does you got any final thoughts?
I love her.
No. I don't know. I don't know. Like next week has some pretty hefty shoes to fill. Like I don't know how you're going to do it, but
I don't think so.
Somebody will.
I think much like episode, whatever, 10 and episode 12, were both kind of like
down curve.
Down curve. So it's like a roller coaster. So
yeah,
gives it you there. If I don't know how you top this one, so don't try. I mean, really,
we can have a chill episode.
Yeah, I'm okay with.
I mean,
a chill
if he
episode.
does 25 minutes of him just hyperspace, just playing checkers, teaching the kid how to play games, playing catch.
I'm okay with that.
Playing force catch with the silver ball.
Also, real quick before I go, I want to bring this up. So, Grogu's obsessed with the little silver ball thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it's cute and everything. Mando's a terrible dad. You figured he bought him some toy or something by now, right? He's on some planet. Here's a truck.
Well, nobody takes flan.
The Mon Calamari, you couldn't get him a stuffed fish or something?
No, he had to pay for pulleys to get his ship back to Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro,
who went through rehab and is looking very well.
I hope the moon of Navarro is named Electra. That would just make me super happy.
I felt bad for he's taking the little ball and was like, by now you figured I would have at least got all right, I'm stuck with this kid. Here's
a shiny rock.
Here's something to play with, right? Give the child a toy. Or a blaster if he's going to teach him how to be whatever. Oh, my last theory.
Is there Nerf in Star Wars? Here's a little Nerf.
My last theory. So what if Grogu goes and makes his path and decides to follow both ways and becomes the second Mandalorian Jedi?
Then there's his Darksaber. Go get it. In 100 years when you reach maturity.
You have a child leading Mandalorian, leading the planet. People like worshiping.
Wait, this is. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Gulp. Eggs.
I also want to secure, since we have this revelation now, we know that the kid's not dumb. He's just been hiding. Because I mean, some of the stuff, some of the fear that he says makes a lot of sense to me now. Like the wire thing in the last episode. You think at first it's like, oh, he's a cute little baby. Now you realize, well, he's not quite that.
Yeah.
And he clearly has no confidence. And it's just easier to be confused.
I know what the next episode is.
What is it?
It's a montage. It's just going to be one long musical of him teaching him things and building his confidence over half an hour.
Aww.
And then he's going to, at the end of the episode, he's going to come out in a tank top and, cargo pants.
Pick up the girl. It's gonna be
with
great.
a Beskar shoulder pad and a blaster.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yep.
Coming out with a little tattoo, says dad on it.
No, it says this is the way.
Way this is.
Right. Just because Yoda spoke fucked up doesn't mean this kid
We
will.
don't know. Grogu hasn't spoken. Only Creel spoke like that. Sorry, it was lame.
I have spoken.
It was lame, but you got there.
He's a knock out. I was the best. I love this episode. I give it an A. I've watched it 4 times now. So
To quote Varsity Blues,
I'm going to watch it one more time before the day's out.
I gave it a 10.
Got 10.
10. I can't finish the quote. I mean, I want to, but this is a family-ish show.
I have cursed a lot this episode.
I know.
We're explicit on all the podcasts because of the other show that we have on the network.
Oh, okay, cool.
But saying Ahsoka fucked people up is kind of funny. So I went this episode. Forgive me. If you've got little ones, you have to explain to them what that is. That means messed up children. It messes them up. Use that language anytime you want to. Instead of saying messed up, just say fucked up.
Oh, now we're in trouble.
It's late.
Now I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Dro, we both need a different adult. Next time, be here.
All right,
Well,
guys.
we'll see how it goes.
That was not promising.
Gentlemen, thank you for a wonderful show. This is Sky saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours, and may the force be with you.
Well, I knew you were going to say that.
This is the way.
I can't remember what I'm supposed to say here.
You have spoken. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah, you have spoken.
No. Oh, my gosh. Okay, bye. Okay, thanks, bye.
Thank you for listening to the Mobcast Network.